In Pompeii, Italy, around 1 p.m. on a calm late summer day in 79 AD, the city lying in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius was violently disrupted by a massive volcanic eruption. Within minutes, superheated gases and lava swept through the city and its surrounding areas, engulfing everything in their path. Thousands of residents were buried alive, as the place they called home was instantly transformed into a deadly trap. Nearly 2,000 years after the catastrophic eruption that buried Pompeii, the city remains remarkably preserved, frozen in time as if the volcanic disaster occurred yesterday rather than millennia ago, offering an unparalleled glimpse into ancient Roman life and society, complete with vibrant frescoes, everyday household items, and the very layout of streets and buildings intact. This eruption was a pyroclastic event of immense power and devastation, wherein searing hot clouds of ash, pumice, and volcanic debris, often reaching temperatures of hundreds of degrees Celsius, cascaded violently down the slopes of Mount Vesuvius with such ferocity that they obliterated everything in their path. Homes, streets, gardens, and inhabitants alike, instantly encasing the city in a dense, suffocating layer of volcanic material that would preserve it for posterity. Yet paradoxically, the intense heat and rapid burial effectively carbonized and preserved many organic and inorganic materials rather than completely incinerating or disintegrating them, creating a time capsule of ancient urban existence that continues to fascinate historians and archaeologists today. This extraordinary preservation has allowed modern archaeologists and historians to recover a wealth of remarkably intact architecture, wooden furnishings, organic materials such as foodstuffs, human remains, and even the bones and skeletal remains of animals that once roamed the city, thereby providing a unique snapshot of life in ancient Rome. Today, the open-air ruins of Pompeii offer an unparalleled window into daily life in a Roman city frozen at the moment of its tragic destruction, providing visitors and scholars alike with vivid insights into ancient urban planning, social structures, and cultural practices. From the intricate layout of the streets and baths to the vivid frescoes and mosaics decorating private homes and public buildings. Among the most fascinating of the finds hidden beneath the volcanic ash is the Villa of the Papyri, an ancient Roman villa located on the outskirts of Pompeii, which stands out as a monument of luxury and intellectual legacy. This opulent residence, richly adorned with exquisite sculptures, finely crafted marble floors, and bronze artworks, was accidentally uncovered in 1750 by well diggers who, while tunneling approximately 75 feet through layers of volcanic debris, first encountered a vibrant marble floor featuring intricate patterns of bright red and yellow stones. It is widely believed that the villa once served as the vacation home of Lucius Calpurnius Piso Caesoninus, a distinguished Roman senator whose family belonged to the highest echelons of the Roman nobility, and who was deeply involved in the political and cultural life of the late Republic. The volcanic ash that entombed the Villa of the Papyri did more than protect its physical structure. It preserved an extraordinary library containing over 1,800 carbonized papyrus scrolls, a treasure trove of ancient knowledge that sheds light on the intellectual pursuits of the Roman elite, particularly their engagement with Hellenistic philosophy and literature. These scrolls, which initially baffled excavators who mistook them for charred sticks or logs due to their tightly rolled and brittle carbonized condition, were eventually recognized as precious written documents inscribed on papyrus. The library of the Villa of the Papyri is unique in the ancient world, being the only surviving classical library whose contents remain largely intact, providing a direct link to the thoughts, philosophies, and literary works of people living nearly 2,000 years ago. The scrolls date from the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st centuries BC through to the 1st century AD, and approximately 300 have been painstakingly unrolled and studied, revealing a diverse array of writings including epic poetry, philosophical treatises, literary criticism, and historical narratives. However, a significant number of these scrolls remain tightly bound and carbonized, their fragile condition precluding traditional unrolling techniques, and for over a century, efforts to physically open them were abandoned to avoid irreversible damage. Recently, advances in technology have ignited new hope for unlocking the secrets contained within these ancient texts without physically touching them. Scientists at the University of Kentucky's Computer Science Department have pioneered a cutting-edge technique called virtual unwrapping, which employs sophisticated X-ray phase contrast tomography to non-invasively scan and digitally unwrap the scrolls. This method involves capturing a 360-degree rotation of the scrolls in front of an X-ray beam to generate an ultra-high-resolution 3D model that precisely traces the individual layers of papyrus, allowing researchers to virtually flatten and read the text inside without harming the fragile artifacts. For instance, one digitally unwrapped scroll revealed a passage attributed to Democritus, the pre-Socratic Greek philosopher renowned for formulating the early atomic theory, proposing that matter is composed of indivisible atoms, a concept remarkably consistent with modern scientific understanding. To date, the research team has successfully scanned and virtually opened 2 entire scrolls and several fragments, with optimistic projections that ongoing technological refinements will enable the recovery of many more texts, potentially revolutionizing our knowledge of ancient literature and philosophy. Among the tantalizing possibilities is the chance that the Villa of the Papyrus Library might contain original letters of Paul the Apostle, the early Christian missionary who played a pivotal role in spreading Christianity across the Mediterranean following the death of Jesus. If authentic, these letters would represent some of the earliest Christian writings ever discovered, offering an invaluable and direct glimpse into the formative years of Christianity and its early doctrines. The ability to study these ancient documents with such precision and minimal risk heralds a new era in classical studies, promising to unveil astonishing insights and long-lost historical narratives previously thought inaccessible. Meanwhile, another archaeological marvel surfaced around 1900, just off the coast of the small Greek island of Antikythera, where a group of sponge divers stumbled upon the remains of an ancient shipwreck. This shipwreck was identified as a Roman-era trading vessel, laden with priceless archaeological artifacts that have since provided an extraordinary glimpse into classical-era commerce and craftsmanship. Between 1900 and 1902, a major Greek archaeological expedition meticulously recovered numerous artifacts from the wreck, including statues, marble fragments, and exquisite pieces of glassware, all attesting to the ship's sinking during the classical period. Among these finds was a curious coral-encrusted wooden and bronze box, unlike anything previously discovered, resembling a clock, and containing a complex arrangement of intricate gear wheels. While the other artifacts fit neatly within the expected framework of classical antiquity, these gears were unprecedented and revolutionary for their time, marking the object as extraordinary and enigmatic. The artifact was transported to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, where it was dated to the 2nd century BC, but its true purpose remained baffling and mysterious for over 5 decades. In 1951, British physicist Derek John de Solla Price conducted a groundbreaking study and revealed that the box housed the inner workings of a highly sophisticated mechanical device. This mechanism, known today as the Antikythera mechanism, consisted of 7 major bronze fragments alongside numerous smaller pieces, thought to have been encased within a wooden housing with bronze plates covering the front and back, roughly the size of a shoebox. It featured 2 primary display faces, likely equipped with a hand crank to turn the gears, with the front dial resembling a clock face. In June 1959, Price published his findings in Scientific American, describing the mechanism as an ancient Greek analog computer, an intricate device employing wheels and gears rather than digital electronics to perform calculations. The Antikythera mechanism was a marvel of ancient engineering, representing an unparalleled sophistication, unmatched until similar devices reappeared in the 19th century. But what purpose did this device serve? In 2005, an international team of researchers applied state-of-the-art scanning technologies to create a detailed 3D reconstruction of the mechanism's internal workings. X-ray tomography revealed the elaborate gear train and allowed a comprehensive reading of inscriptions engraved both inside and outside the device, which served as an instruction manual explaining the mechanism's functions. It was designed to model the motions of celestial bodies, displaying the positions of the Sun, Moon, and the 5 planets visible to the naked eye in antiquity: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Through its complex gearing, it simulated the revolutions of these bodies around the Earth, indicated lunar phases, and even predicted astronomical phenomena such as eclipses. Computer simulations evaluating the mechanism's precision, taking into account gear tooth shapes, wear, and mechanical tolerances, demonstrated its remarkable accuracy in representing celestial motions. This stunning artifact exemplifies the profound astronomical knowledge and mechanical ingenuity of the ancient Greeks, who conceptualized the cosmos as a vast mechanical system governed by predictable laws, a perspective that resonates deeply with modern scientific thought and our enduring quest to understand the universe. On November 1st, 1755, in Lisbon, Portugal, a large celebration is taking place across the city, as thousands of Christians gather in churches to observe All Saints' Day. However, around 10 a.m., an unexpected event occurs. Without warning, a massive and catastrophic earthquake struck along the complex and geologically active Eurasia-Africa tectonic boundary beneath the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, unleashing immense destructive forces that caused approximately 85% of Lisbon's buildings to collapse, effectively turning once vibrant and bustling neighborhoods into vast expanses of rubble and debris strewn across streets and plazas. The quake's epicenter was located offshore, but the violent shaking propagated with such intensity that the city itself became unrecognizable. Tragically, the timing of the quake was particularly devastating, as it occurred on All Saints' Day, a major religious holiday deeply observed by the predominantly Catholic population, during which many residents were gathered in churches for worship and reflection, amplifying the human toll as entire congregations were trapped under collapsing structures. Iconic cathedrals and historically significant religious structures, treasured cultural landmarks of immense architectural and spiritual value, such as the Lisbon Cathedral and the Church of São Domingos, were utterly destroyed or severely damaged, marking this event as one of Europe's most devastating earthquakes in several centuries and leaving a profound scar on the city's cultural and historical heritage. The violent seismic activity caused the ground itself to rupture, opening a massive 16-foot-wide fissure that ripped through the heart of the city, swallowing streets, homes, and entire blocks, creating chasms that swallowed anything in their path and rendering large areas inaccessible for rescue efforts. Contemporary and modern estimates suggest that the death toll reached up to 50,000 people, approximately 20% of Lisbon's entire population at the time, plunging the city into a state of overwhelming mourning, despair, and chaotic disarray as survivors struggled to comprehend the scale of the disaster amid the ruins of their once thriving metropolis. Once celebrated as one of Europe's great cities, renowned for its wealth, maritime power, and cultural achievements, Lisbon's status and prosperity were reduced to ashes and rubble in the aftermath, marking a turning point in its history and the beginning of a challenging period of recovery. The survivors, who were largely devout Catholics, interpreted the disaster through a religious lens, seeing it as divine punishment for the sins of the city and its inhabitants, especially given the quake's occurrence on a sacred holy day during communal worship, reinforcing contemporary beliefs about God's wrath and the moral exigencies of the time. While some viewed the catastrophe as an act of divine retribution, others sought practical and scientific responses to mitigate future risks and rebuild the city, fostering early discussions about disaster preparedness and urban resilience. Portugal's Prime Minister, the influential Marquês of Pombal, emerged as a pivotal figure in the disaster's aftermath, leading a comprehensive and innovative reconstruction effort that included pioneering earthquake-resistant wooden frame buildings designed to flex and absorb seismic shocks, as well as implementing a new grid-like city layout to improve urban planning, facilitate better evacuation routes, and enhance fire control measures, which were crucial given the fires that often followed such disasters and compounded the destruction. His approach is widely recognized as the first modern disaster response strategy, combining scientific principles and urban planning to address the challenges posed by natural disasters systematically, setting a precedent for future disaster management worldwide. The 1755 Lisbon earthquake stands as a profound reflection of humanity's long and ongoing struggle to understand sudden and often inexplicable natural phenomena like earthquakes, blending elements of fear, faith, and rational inquiry. Earthquakes are uniquely terrifying because of their instantaneous and unpredictable nature. They strike without warning, leaving devastation in their wake and challenging human preparedness on both individual and societal levels. The scientific challenge of detecting and understanding earthquakes began with Zhang Heng's invention of the first known seismoscope in the 1st century, a bronze vessel equipped with dragons that would release balls into frogs' mouths to indicate the direction of an earthquake. Since then, seismometers have undergone significant evolution, advancing to highly sensitive instruments capable of precisely measuring the strength, duration, and epicenters of quakes around the world, enabling scientists to analyze seismic waves and better understand the Earth's interior. However, despite these technological advances, the exact prediction of earthquakes remains elusive, fueling ongoing scientific efforts to improve understanding, early warning systems, and disaster preparedness to reduce the impact of future seismic events. This ongoing quest underscores the complex relationship between natural forces and human resilience in the face of nature's most formidable challenges, highlighting the necessity of continuous research, education, and infrastructure improvement to safeguard communities against the unpredictable fury of the Earth's tectonic movements. Located in Wiltshire, England, Stonehenge is one of the world's most famous ancient structures, built around 3100 BC during the late Neolithic period, making it over 5,000 years old. This prehistoric monument, made of massive standing stones arranged in a precise circle, has fascinated archaeologists and visitors alike due to its scale, architectural skill, and mysterious purpose. Beyond the stone circle, the surrounding landscape includes a vast ancient cemetery, one of Britain's largest burial grounds from that era, highlighting Stonehenge's role as a cultural, spiritual, and ritual center for Neolithic communities. Excavations have uncovered thousands of skeletons, showing evidence of severe trauma and ailments, revealing the harsh realities faced by these early societies without modern medical care. Injuries include fractures, infections like osteomyelitis, dental abscesses, and degenerative diseases, reflecting dangers such as accidents, violence, and malnutrition. Notably, one skeleton lacked a kneecap and had a painful jaw abscess, suggesting the community valued care and social support for the injured, indicating early communal empathy. Isotopic analysis shows about 50% of the buried were not local, suggesting Stonehenge attracted people from across Britain and beyond, challenging the idea it was only a local burial site. Evidence also suggests Stonehenge served as a healing sanctuary where people sought spiritual and medical aid through rituals blending death, renewal, and rebirth. Central to this theory are the blue stones, smaller stones transported nearly 140 miles from the Preseli Hills in Wales, believed to have healing properties supported by folklore and scientific studies of their geology and acoustics. Although not a hospital, Stonehenge was a pilgrimage site for spiritual restoration and health, hosting rituals that reinforce social bonds and cultural identity among diverse visitors. Over millennia, this blend of burial, healing, and spiritual significance made Stonehenge a lasting landmark, reflecting the complex rituals, beliefs, and social dynamics of ancient society. Today, it remains a powerful symbol of human ingenuity and spirituality, captivating scholars, tourists, and seekers worldwide with its mysterious origins and monumental presence. Modern research continues to uncover new layers of Stonehenge's significance, using advanced technologies like ground-penetrating radar and 3D modeling to reveal hidden structures and artifacts around the site. These discoveries deepen our understanding of the prehistoric landscape, showing that Stonehenge was part of a larger ritual complex that included avenues, barrows, and other ceremonial sites. This broader context highlights the interconnectedness of Neolithic communities and their shared cosmology, emphasizing the importance of Stonehenge not just as an isolated monument, but as the heart of a dynamic cultural and spiritual network. As investigations progress, Stonehenge remains a testament to humanity's enduring quest to connect with the sacred and the unknown.